What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitter? Hey, it's your boy Billy Ratliff here. Hey, guys, we got a hell of a guest here today, man. I've been telling y'all we're going to start getting some offensive guys on the show, and this is our second one, man. I mean, I guess my offense guys been afraid of us, but hey, defense, I told you, hey, but guess what? We got my man Gerald Riggs on the show today, man. Gee, what's going on, man?
Not much, but baby, how's it going, man?
Hey, man, I'm blessed, man. I told you, I got you on the show. My second offensive guy on the show, man.
What's the deal, man? Like, guys, you can't get no offensive side of the ball up, man.
Well, hey, I don't know, man.
Shoot, we won practice most of the time.
Hey,
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, man. Offensive guys got shy in their older years or something.
Well, I guess they're afraid to get the pretty face on the show, man. I guess that's what it is, Gee, man, dude, hey, man, I've been talking to you for a while, man. You've been keeping it real with me, man, and that's what this show is for. The platform is for you, man, and that's what I want you to do, man. Talk to me, man. I'm just gonna ask you what I ask everybody on the show. What's up, man? What you think about the boys on the hill at Tennessee,
man? We started out, but obviously we started out horrible, right? I mean, it don't get no worse than that. Don't get more embarrassing than that. But over the last few weeks, man, I think we've been playing well. I think the guys have bought into the culture, right, which is the word everybody wants to use now. Everybody's bought into the process that you got to go through and understanding what it takes to be a good team, a winning team, a championship team in the SEC. So I think you're seeing that. Obviously, coaching staff, man, they've been working as hard as they can to get this team to come around. And it takes time. You know what I mean? It takes time. It takes time for people to buy in. It takes time for and the other thing is, too, once you buy in, it doesn't mean like all of a sudden you're going to become, something, better than what you were. I mean, it takes time. You got to put in the work. You know what I mean? Constant work, constant repetition. What they say about creating, good habits, man. It takes time, right? To create a habit, you got to do something repetitively for like a good, for a while, right? You're looking at probably, a good 2 months, right? And you're seeing over the last 2 months, we've been playing a little bit better. So I think that's the bright spot. You see more and more effort, but at the same time, we're not used to that still. I think a lot of people will still have high expectations for what the Tennessee program is supposed to do. So, I think we're in a good place. We're moving in the right direction. We're trending up, but we still got a long way to go before we get to where I think everybody at Tennessee will feel good about what's going on.
Well, I mean, it's like you say, man. It's just like what you do in your business, man. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it don't work. It don't happen overnight. It don't work the first time. It takes, a couple months or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's results after that. Right. And that's something that, we finally seeing it, it's starting to pay off. You're starting to see the strength and conditioning stuff they're doing starting to work. These guys are starting to play together.
That's been the biggest thing is keeping guys healthy and on the field. Mm-hmm. For the last 5 or 6 years, I mean, we couldn't keep our best players on the field. And that was, you can sit there and talk about X's and O's and culture, but, hell, I don't give a damn what culture you got. And I don't give a damn what X's and O's you run. If your Jims and Joes ain't on the field, I mean, you're wasting your damn time. You're not going to get anything done if you don't have your guys on the field. So, hats off to Fitzgerald, man. I mean, he come in and he's done a hell of a job revamping that strength conditioning program, making sure guys are healthy, able to be out there on Saturday afternoons and Saturday nights. That's the one thing that you cannot, and that's why that position pays a lot of money now in these days, because that strength conditioning coordinator, he's damn near more important or just as important as your coordinator on either side of the ball, right? You got to pay that man because he's the person that takes care of that, and obviously his staff, the nutrition staff, all those people that come with strength conditioning, all those things are lumped in together. But that group, that guy, that head man leading that position, that's a very important position on any in any program, whether you're talking about high school, college, or professional. That's a very important guy in any program. So hats off to Fitzgerald, man, for getting that thing together, man, and keeping our guys healthy and on the field.
Most definitely, man. That's always been a big piece of the pie I've always talked about. And while we're talking about positions, man, your position over there at Tennessee, man. Come on, man. What's up with our running backs, man? Tell me, G.
I mean, look, I would normally get, you look at where we are in terms of, okay, we've got a freshman, that's playing a lot of snaps. Okay, Eric Gray's getting a lot of snaps. But that's kind of by default. You know what I mean? Because everybody's like, well, man, give Gray some time. I can't afford him to do it because here's the thing. We recruited you as a guy, kind of like how I was recruited, right? We recruited you as a guy that we expected to come in and play early. And everybody's like, well, man, why are you so hard on the kid? Why are you so hard on them? Why are you so hard on Chandler? Why are you so hard on all of them? The reason why I'm so hard on them is because of the same way I was on me. Mm-hmm. And not because I feel like I'm trying to reenact some sort of, deal on that. I'm just saying, hey, I was held to a certain standard. That was the standard of playing for Tennessee. And I'm going to turn around and hold the next class to that standard, just like I held Marlon Lane to that standard, just like I held Monterio Hardesty to that standard, everybody else that came, so on and so forth. And those guys that rose to the top and got in the game and showed what they could do, the Bryce Browns, you name them. I mean, we've had plenty of guys, that have gotten in there and run that ball for us, and, in the last 10, 12, 15 years, man, that have been capable guys. I'm just frustrated with our backs from right now because it doesn't seem like we can get anything going. And our offensive line is playing better. I could understand earlier in the year, okay, well, we ain't doing nothing at running back. I get it because offensive line ain't moving nobody. All right, it's not assholes and elbows like it's always been in the past. That's not what we're doing. Right. So, but now our offensive line is starting to come together. They're starting to gel. They've been together. Guys are staying healthy, going back to what we just talked about. Right. So now some continuity is there, which means they're learning how to push. I mean, when you have an offensive line that is going out there and quite frankly, man, they pushed Alabama around. They did. Now, I'm not going to say Alabama has their best interior line that they've had in the last 10 years, but they're still damn good. Okay, They're still really damn good. They're still a really they're one of those defense line that go anywhere in the country, man. They're going to manhandle a lot of people, more people than they're not. So for our offensive line to be out there manhandling a team like Alabama, you see what they've done, and a lot of times, and even in some of those early games that we lost, you saw flashes. Yes. So that goes back to my point: is if we're having capable backs, man, why are we not seeing the holes? Why are we not hitting the holes? Why are we getting tackled by the first guy? That's not what Tennessee running backs do. Mm-mm. That's not what Tennessee running backs do. And I get it. You know what I mean? We're still trying to, but running backs that position, man, you're either that guy or you're not. Right. And I think we have enough tape on certain guys to say, well, he has the speed element. Speaking of Chandler, he has the speed element. And he's played well over the last couple games. He's shown toughness, but not gonna. I'm not trying to knock the man, but consider who we played, right? Who we won those games against. For us, that's good right now, but that's not the standard. And I think we should be getting a lot more out of our run game. Just that simple. We should be getting a lot more out of our run game. Our back should be, big plays, man. We don't seem to get the big plays that much out of our run game. We don't. As a matter of fact, I said something about it. I was like, man, and this was with no stats, no watching, no looking up, nothing. I was like, man, we have to be the worst big play running backs in the country, if not the conference. And then a friend of mine sent me a stat that said, hey, I know you're not a big stats guy. You just watch ball and you do this. But, hey, here's a stat to back up what you said. We have the least amount of explosive plays from our running backs than any other group in the conference, right?
Wow.
So how does that happen? I mean, how does that happen, right? How does that happen? I just don't understand. how that as hard as our coaching staff has been working, as hard as our offensive line has worked, as hard as our receivers been blocking. Because, I mean, damn, you got to have receivers block downfield. And our receivers will get in there and block. Yes. Our receivers get in there and block. So you mean to tell me we're not having more explosive plays, 20-yard plays? Where are they at? Where are they at? Where's all the speed? And I'm not saying this to jump on the kid. If he ever hears this, I'm saying it to challenge him. Chandler, where are the big plays with all the speed that you had coming out of high school? I watched you when you were in high school. We all watched you in high school. Where are the big plays? Eric Gray, I'm not. You know what? You played at a school where you were where y'all were dominating everybody. So you kind of get lulled into that. Okay, well, things are kind of easy, and you can kind of play around, and you can play around in the hole before you actually hit it and do all that stuff. He's learning that you can't do that no more. So I can kind of give him a pass. The only place where I have a problem with him is you get tackled by the first man every time. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I can get over the fact that you don't necessarily read the holes all that well. You know what I mean? Coming into college because, holes close a lot faster, things moving a little bit quicker. You're playing against guys that are actually better than you, right, as opposed to what you're used to playing against. But at the same time, you get tackled by the first man. So something's got to get. And Tim Jordan, bless him, man. He's a hard runner. He's hard-nosed, man. But he's Tim Jordan, bro. He's not anything exciting. He's just a lunch pail guy, man. He's gonna give you 4 yards in the cloud of dust, and he's gonna fall forward, bro. And that's what you're gonna get from him. And that's great, right? Every team needs that back that can just put his head down and get 4 or 5 yards in the cloud of dust. But we need a playmaker. We need somebody who can break that thing open for 80. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Make 2 or 3 guys miss and then take off, you know what I mean, and turn it into a track meet. I think Chandler has that ability. I think Gray has that ability. But where is it? Where is it? I mean, shit, we're how many games in now?
Man, we're at the end of the year, man. It don't even matter how many games.
Exactly. Bro, somebody break that shit open. Somebody break a long run open. Somebody do something. It's been we've been all year. I mean, Chandler had one big run against who?
Was that UTC?
My point. My point exactly, man. So you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where that? Come on, bro.
Man. Well, tell me this, G. Tell me this then. So I know. I mean, there's some things you can't teach. Yeah, I get that.
I do understand. I do. Look, as a back myself, I get it. There's certain things that you can't teach. Vision is one of those things that some people just have a knack for finding the hole. I like to say when I was playing, man, I had a unique ability to always find the hole. But one thing I had to get better at, obviously going from high school to college, was hitting the hole, right? Hitting the hole. No, I didn't get tackled by the first guy every time, but sometimes it took me a little bit. My freshman year, and quite honestly, it happened very early. It happened in practice. Thank goodness that we were playing against, NFL caliber defense in practice every day. So, I had the learning curve was a lot sharper than it was for most people because I got my ass knocked out a couple times, and then it was like, all right, bro, you better get it together. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be here very long if you don't. But it's one of those things where I'm like, man, come on, man, like. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. I mean, we recruited you for a reason. Show why we recruited you. Or hell, get out the way. Get the next guy up. But I mean, here's the thing. It's kind of like a quarterback. Do we really have another option? Do we really have? I mean, between Gray, Chandler, and Jordan, I mean, we should be able to put up 120 yards a game. We should be able to put up 120 yards a game on the ground. We should be able to.
You're right.
And the way what our offense is playing, even if it's by committee, we should be able to put up 120 yards on the ground. For us not to be able to put up 120 yards on the ground consistently, that's a problem. And our offensive line ain't bad. As a matter of fact, them jokers are huge, man. Like compared to what they've been, they start to look like offensive lines from when you were in school, when I was in school. They're starting to look like that, and the offensive lines that dominate, they're starting to look. I mean, hell, like I said, they put toe to toe with Bama, man. And if it wasn't for the fact that we left him out to dry, right, for a couple plays and did some things wrong throughout that game. We pushed him around. So I'm like, I'm not trying to can any of them. I don't want to see. I'm not saying that, but hey man, if I'm in that running back room, if I'm the running back coach, hey man, we gotta do better. Like this shit ain't gonna cut it. Like we gotta do better. Like I understand, but we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? We gotta find a way to do better. I don't give a damn what we gotta do. If we gotta come to meetings an hour earlier so we can see things. If we gotta spend extra time at the practice, running through the gauntlet machine, or running hitting the sled, or hell, we got to do an extra period of 9 on 8. Whatever the hell we got to do, man. Like, damn it, do something. Get this run game going, because if we get this run game going, we can protect our quarterback, right? We can protect our quarterback, and we wouldn't have had to put our quarterback out there to hang his ass out to dry, whether it's JG, whether it's Maurer, whether it's what's the other kid's name? JT Stroud. Whichever one it was, it is. It doesn't matter. Like, I sit there and look back, and I'm like, man, I've been hard on JG, and rightfully so, man. He done some dumb shit. But here's the thing. I can't really be that mad at him because, hell, our run game ain't supported. And when I really look back on it, you know what I'm saying? And if I really knew the kid personally, I would call him myself and say, hey, man, I don't take back what I said, right, about that nonsense you pulled. But, at the same time, I forgive you. You know what I mean? And I'm really not as mad. I probably got more mad than I should have, considering the fact that me being a running back, I take pride in the fact that, hell, my quarterback ain't got to do the whole damn job, because they can hand that thing off to me and I'm going to get it done. So with our running game not doing what they're supposed to do on a consistent basis, I can be mad at me. I can be disappointed in JG, but I really can't be mad. I really can't. And that's me looking back over the film, up from game one until now, with the whole Alabama nonsense, and then now, right, all that stuff that's come up. I can be mad at JG about the Alabama situation, but at the same time, I kind of have to run back a little bit of my anger and a little bit of my willingness to just kind of get rid of him, because at the same time, his run game ain't protected him, man. They ain't done him no favors, bro. Like they basically went to the club and the running game is watching my quarterback get his face kicked in on the floor while they having a drink, talking about some damn dog. That's messed up. That's basically what's happening.
Man, and G, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I hadn't even been critical of those guys enough, and it's because I've been so critical on the people up front. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I know the game is won and lost at.
Right.
You are only as good as those guys that's up there blocking for you.
True.
But I started looking at them. And I'm like, man, these boys starting to play some ball, man. They out here
I'm going
pushing
back.
people,
dog. Again, I go back. I look at the Alabama game. What was the game after? What was the game after Alabama?
What's that?
Who did we play after Alabama?
We play. Who was it? Did we? Hold on. It was
small school. UAB.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was.
UAB game, right? I turned on the TV. Watch the game. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to see our backs hit the holes a little bit. They probably watched the same film we watched against Alabama and said, well, man, our line, man, they
actually it was South Carolina.
That game too. Our offensive line busting ass, man. We got to do better. We got to find the holes. And the first damn carry Chandler gets completely misses the damn hole. I mean, completely misses the hole.
Man, that's a lot all season.
Like the point to where my girlfriend, who don't know a damn thing about other than football, other than the fact that, hey, they snap it, they hand it, or they throw it. Defense tries to stop them. That's pretty much all she knows, right? She even said, "Where the hell is he going?" Right? And I'm sitting, and I can't say nothing because I'm like, baby, I don't know where the hell he going. I don't know what the hell he doing. I can't.
Well, man, I mean, that's been happening all season, though, man. I mean, you go back and you go watch the film, man. I mean, you have saw a lot of times where, and I'm not even a running back, and when I'm seeing the vision part that's missing,
we're missing holes.
And then when they do hit the hole, they're not trying. It's like they're not even trying to get to second level.
Yeah, it's like okay, I hit the hole, I'm good.
I've done my job.
Right.
No,
I got 4. I did my job.
And that's something though, man. You can't do that. I mean, that's something I always, when I coach as a defensive line coach, there's something that I've always told kids, that you got to do something on your own. I want you to do your job first. What if I tell you to slant left, slant right, bull rush, swim, or whatever? I want you to do what I told you first. But after you've done the job that I've asked you to do, after that, you can do what the fuck the hell you want to do. Because what? It's time for you to make a play now.
Well,
here's
one of the favorite things.
You got to do what you got to do.
Things a coach ever said to me, and I want to say it was Randy Sanders when I got to college.
Hey, that's who recruited me.
Randy was like, "Hey, it's an offensive line's job to get you 4 yards. Okay. After that, show us why the hell we recruited you."
Boom.
You know what I mean?
Boom. Exactly.
Anybody can get 3 or 4 damn yards. Show us why we recruited you. Because we don't recruit average guys. We don't want to recruit no average guy. Hell, I could get somebody to fall forward for 4 yards for the whole fucking game.
Easy.
I want somebody who can make a play. Get in the secondary, make a play.
Yes.
Run somebody over, run by somebody, make a move, get us more yards than just what we wanted to settle for, man. Get us past schedule, right? Not on schedule, not damn sure not behind schedule. Get us past schedule, right?
Yes.
Former used to say that shit all the time in practice. Hey, man, offensive line, get the first 4, back, get the next 4. That's the rule. That's the rule.
Oh, man. Oh, I miss
4,
seeing that.
Back, O-line, get 4, back, get the next 4. Well, and if you can't get the next 4, then we damn it gonna find the next one. It's that simple, man.
I mean, now that you say that, man, I mean, that's all I saw throughout my career. I mean, and after I left, that's all I saw.
Well, I mean, I feel bad because the kid's name, man, keeps getting away from me, and he was a hell of a back after my class left. Tornpool.
Yeah.
Okay. Tornpool. That's the like. I wish we had Tornpool right now. Because that joke would run his ass off. I'm talking about he would run. Look, he was 5 foot nothing.
Okay. All right, man, we lost G. So let's see. Hopefully come back. Let's see here. 1.
All right, man. Pool man, he's a guy that just run. He ran his tail off. And was he always right when he hit the hole? No. But he was gonna run through the first guy. Because I mean, he running like his hair was on fire. And that's what I want. And that's the one thing that I just, for whatever reason, I just don't see that from our backs. I don't see that. When you look at their body language, look at the way they run the ball. I mean, they're running. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying guys ain't trying. Everybody on that level is trying. But at the same time, it just doesn't look like there's a sense of urgency, man, to make a play. And that's the one thing that I'm like, look, we're 5-5, 2 games left to go. We battled our way back into a position where we can have a respectable season. Damn it, play like your hair is on fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Play like your hair is on fire, and give yourself an opportunity to go out the right way. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not hurt, you're not injured, you're able to compete, you're able to contribute. Damn it, play like your hair is on fire, man, and give yourself an opportunity. That's one of those things where I look back, man, I wish the God had, that 5 and 6 season we had my senior year where Jason Allen got hurt. He was out for the rest of the year. I get hurt. I'm out for the rest of the year. Just a little bit over halfway at the just past the midpoint. I mean, I would have gave anything to go back out there, man, and fight my ass off so that our team didn't finish up 5 and 6.
Yeah, man, trust me.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's I'm one man, but I would like to think that there's no fucking way in hell, bro. Like if certain guys are out there, man, playing ball. There's no way we're going that way. There's no way we're going to go out like that. And I know that was a bad year. It started off bad. There was a lot of things, man, that contributed to that record. But damn, you know what I'm saying? Just sitting there looking at that situation, comparing it to this one, guys got an opportunity, man. Guys are, for the most part, healthy. So do something, man. You know what I mean? Come figure out, do something. And here's the thing, we're getting better. You know what I mean? We're getting better. I'm not I'm one of those people that's going to just sit here and be negative. You know what I mean? Like that, we're doing better, right? But we do have a standard that we expect and that we want to get back to. And we have to be professional enough, right? I know everybody's like, well, this is college bullshit. This is semi-pro. This is professional, okay? You got to be professional enough to say, hey, man, I gotta be very critical of myself and say I gotta play better, even in a good game when we win. Hey, man, I still gotta play better, right? I still gotta play better because they're watching that film and they're adjusting to what we're doing better. So therefore, we got to be better. So, hopefully that happens, man. But yeah, we got to get more out of our backs, bro. It's just it's something we got to do. We got to get more out of our backfield, more explosive plays. And just more help for the quarterback, man, because when the defense can sit there and put their hand in dirt and pin their ears back up, man. I don't care what quarterback you are, man. That's tough. unless you're fucking Hal Money in Kentucky back in the fucking late 90s where they just with Tim Couch just throwing that bitch all over the lot, right? and you ain't even got time to get back there because they getting that ball out in 2.5 seconds. That quick, boom, boom, boom. And unless you that, you know what I mean? Like, bro, we gotta the running game got to figure it out, bro. I got to figure it out.
I'm glad you brought that up with the running backs, man, because, I thought this year was going to be the year of the running backs. I thought
the strong point of our offense, once those linemen, because I even thought at the beginning of the season, I said, you know what? I didn't think it would be at the hands of a loss, 2 back-to-back losses, but I thought that our offensive line would take a little bit of time to gel. Mm-hmm. But I thought that once we gelled, though, we would be okay. Will we be great? Maybe not. I'll be honest. I didn't think we would play at any point in the season as good as we played over the last couple of weeks on the offensive line. So I'm very much happy about that. But I thought that our backfield was a spot on the team where we could say, hey, man, we can rely on that. Mm-hmm. We can say, okay, hey, man, if nothing else, we can turn around and hand that ball off to number 8. We can turn around and hand that ball off to number 9 or number 3 and get something done. And other than Tim Jordan, we just explained what he is, right? And that's not that. And let me go back and say, that is not a knock on him. Yeah. To say he's who he is. That's just the player he is, right? Every team's got a battering ram. He's ours.
Yeah.
Right.
And see, and I remember at the beginning of the season, man, we was doing polls on who we would think would have the most rushing yards, who would have the breakout season with the running backs, and to this, now we still don't have anybody that we can say that had a breakout season yet.
Is anybody over 500 for the season or 800 for the season?
Yeah, if they are, it's gonna be
if they are, that's the quietest 600-700 yards I've ever heard of.
Gosh, I don't know, man. That's pushing it though. Thinking about, I don't think so, man. I really don't.
We gotta look that up because if you think about it, do we have Tennessee should always have somebody, man, running for 1,000 yards. Always.
Because I think, gosh, I
want to think. If not close. I could understand in a year where you got
anybody that has close to it will probably be Chandler because he's the one that's been getting the rock the most. So let me look it. I'll look it up real quick. Let's see. Yep, 597. He got 118 touches.
On 118, we ain't got 600, bro. And you've been healthy all year.
Yes, 3 touchdowns.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I can't really bark on the touchdowns. They're hard to come by. If you have a good year where you're just running them off and picking them up, I get it. But at the end of the day, man, are you helping out with field position? Are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you keeping the chains moving? Right? Like that's great if we could. Now, obviously, the goal is to score a touchdown.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you like this here. I'm just gonna. This is a stat that I'm gonna. I'm about to say I'm sorry because your quarterback got 2 touchdowns rushing.
Which one?
Your quarterback.
Oh, you talking about G?
No, you Mr. Mowers. He got he got 2 touchdowns, man, rushing.
And he ain't played but 3 games.
Exactly. So I guess I mean yeah, you're right then. I mean, I haven't even thought about that because I mean I was telling somebody this here about running backs back when I played, and I started looking at the stats or the records and stuff, and I'm like, how in the hell did we have 3 running backs on the same team that's in like the top 5 in rushing in Tennessee history?
Well, you got to think about it. So, like, and it was kind of like where, you had Cheese had those 2 monster years, right? Now, well, here's the thing. Cheese had the years of, I think it was after Jamal's freshman year, where he exploded with 1,300 as a true freshman.
Yep. Then
the next year, Jamal starts off at record pace. He had like 400 yards in fucking 2 games. I was like, holy shit, this nigga's killing everybody, bro. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on, but this fool is running like, dog, niggas getting out the way. Like we're not like they're not even trying to tackle him.
You didn't want to.
Yeah, they was like, bro, like it was one of the few times when you watch football where you see motherfuckers getting out the way on defense. Like, nigga, I'm not tackling him, right? And then he gets hit against Auburn, which that's just a crazy story in its own. If we talk about backs and stuff, like how the hell you hurt your ACL and then the next play you go for 60 and then run out of bounds because you felt your knee all of a sudden? Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, I don't even understand how that happened. But anyway, once Jamal went out, then Cheese came in. He had that next year. He had that whole year. So I think he had like just under 1,000 or might have been right at 1,000 that year. Then the next year, that was his freshman year. I think it was. Wasn't that Cheese freshman year? 98? Or was
98 would have been in. Actually, 97 is his freshman year.
Okay, so him and Jamal came the same year.
Yeah, all of them came the same year. Yeah. Okay, Travis, Jamal.
His redshirt freshman year
was crazy. Yes.
His redshirt freshman year, the year y'all won it all, was the year that he went crazy after Jamal got hurt in game 2. And then he just batted it off. So he had like close to – then you got to think the next year when him and Jamal were sharing it, he had about 800. Then you got to remember the year after Jamal left, he stayed, and that's when he went crazy. It had like 1,200 yards. So you can think about that over 4 years of this dude getting 600 yards, 800 yards, 500 yards. Then all of a sudden blows for 12. Yeah, you look up, you're like, damn, this fool got over 3,000 yards. Like, holy shit. Like, okay. And it was the same deal, with Trav. Like, Trav, he sparingly get in here and there. Jamal, Trav, everybody leave him to himself. Boom. So, Trav goes for 1,400 that year. So then when you look up, Trav sparingly been getting yards for 3 years, for 3 years, right?
It's crazy, man.
All of a sudden, bam, goes for 14. Right? And I mean, you can look at that story, right? Everybody, and I'm not in the top 5 or top, I want to say top, I might be in the top 10 still, but maybe. But here's the deal. When I finished, I think I was in the top 6 or 7. And it was the same deal. My freshman year, I think I had because of injuries, I had 80, maybe just over 100 yards 200 yards for the year. Sophomore year, I think I had 300 some yards for the year. My junior year, I go for 12.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So then the next year, obviously I get hurt by halfway through the year, but I want to say I had 400 something, about 400, 500 something by that point. So, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but it ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard.
Oh, snap, dude. Right.
I'm not trying to shit on nobody,
No,
but I mean, it ain't hard.
You saying it exactly the way it is.
It
That is
hard.
why they recruited you to come to Tennessee, baby.
It ain't hard.
That is why.
That's why I get frustrated with our backs, man, because I'm like, it ain't hard, bro. It ain't hard. And I understand the dynamics a little different as opposed to where it was now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was playing behind, averaging 6'6", 305, 320 pounds. I mean, you look at Aaron Steers, 6'4", 330. You got Albert Chewino on the other side, 6'6", 380. Then you got Ramon Foster, you know what I'm saying, big as a fucking house. You got who else did you have in it? Rob Smith, big as a damn house. You know what I mean? Then you had Richie Gandy, you had Scott Wells over that time, Jason Reshford over that time. So you're talking about just depth upon depth of just monstrous, nasty linemen that I got to play behind. So I understand, like, these last couple years, I got to give Chandler a break a little bit, right? Because that first year you came in here, you was playing behind 280-pound linemen. So I get you might be a little gun shy. I get it, right? I mean, you're going to get teed off on when your offensive linemen, all look like tight ends. I get it. But they did. Come on, bro. Like, come on, let's be for real, bro.
Though, I ain't going to say it.
Butch had them fools looking like that damn tight ends, man.
They did, though, man. They did. I ain't going to say it.
Butch had them fools looking like tight ends.
Like, they would look like that if they sitting using cables all the time.
No free weight, all cables. Or no free weights, no powerlifting, all cables.
I'm like, come on.
That's what I mean. You would have thought that's what it was going on.
I know that's what was going on.
They doing bands. They doing band work and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, when I saw this is when I knew we was in trouble, man. I went over here, I'm gonna just be honest with you. When I went over there, I'm gonna say probably about 2-3 years ago, maybe. And I went to a practice, and I'm a D lineman, man. We think we cute sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get the body
especially
right.
You, because you was kind of sleek compared to the rest of them. You know what I mean? You was a little sleek compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, but you got this is one thing about it though, man. We got to have some meat on our bones to do our jobs, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, we had a couple of us that's going to try to get that six-pack or get it right or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, we down and dirty and nasty, man. We trying to put this thing in. We trying to go to work. When I see my offensive line already got six-packs.
Look, just like I want to say, who was it? Martellus Bennett? that was in that interview that said, man, I don't want linebackers who eat with forks and knives. I want linebackers who eat with their hands, right? I don't want offensive linemen that want to look good in the suit. I want offensive linemen that fucking sweat when they eat, nigga. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want interior D linemen and offensive linemen that fucking sweat when they eat.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. That's
what I want.
That's what we was missing, man. We starting to get them kids back though, man. We starting to get them back, man.
We starting to get them back, and we're starting to put guys in their proper position. Like prime example, when Butch got all them kids, all those guys in his third year, right? He got all the legacy players, right, and all that shit. Everybody was out of position.
Out of position.
You only have one guy that was in his position. Shy Tuttle was the only person that was in his position.
Yep.
The rest of them, you got Khalil playing D tackle when that needs to be playing guard. Oh my God. Ain't he playing guard in the league now?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I told people that too. Nobody believed me about that. I said, man, that's not a dog. That's an offensive line. Yeah, he can't move.
But you look at that situation, we can keep harking on that, but guys are in position. Mm-hmm. They're playing, they're in the right position, they're playing the right position, and you can tell they're obviously being taught how to play the game correctly. Right? Whereas, not to say that those guys weren't being taught, it's just something was getting lost. Yeah. And I think that's and now you're still seeing the after effects of having that in your, that be the culture for so long. I think that's where people get frustrated now because they're like, well, man, they look up and they see certain schools kind of turning it around overnight. And what you don't realize is, man, yeah, those schools weren't where they wanted to be, but they already had kind of a foundation. And the guy that they brought in next was the right guy who was just able to forward more of what they were doing already, right? And add to it.
We didn't have that.
We didn't have that.
No.
We didn't have none of that. You know what I mean? We had nothing. We were basically like, you know, hell, I mean, we were nothing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We were nothing. If you look at in terms of, you know, probably not. I mean, we're that girl who shows up one weekend, one week at school, she wearing golf. The next week, she hip hop. The next week, she don't know what the hell she want to be, right? That's who we were for a long time. We didn't know what the hell we wanted to be, man. It's like we really were just showing up. Hey, man, try this shit.
Exactly.
See if it works, right? And now the great thing is we have a philosophy, we have a plan, we have a culture that the coaching staff is sold out to be. The players seem to be buying in to do. You know, so I think, I mean, again, we're headed in the right direction. It's not going to be, you know, I think Tennessee fans have to understand that there's a cycle to this. And if you've been watching football for the last 25 years like I have, right, since I've been old enough to really watch and being 36 years old now, I've been watching football since I was probably about 8 years old, probably about 10 years old, really, if we're going to sit here and say, okay. And in those years, right, I've watched we've all watched certain teams go up and down, right? Some of the best teams in college football history, we've seen them plummet to the bottom, right? There's a point in time when everybody thought, well, hell, Michigan going to win a title every 3 years. We watched them, you know, hit rock bottom, right? There was a time where, you know, we were like, when is Florida State going to not win, right? We're watching them right now, rock bottom, right?
Wow.
You know, there was a time when, you know, again, Tennessee. Everybody look at Tennessee, man. Hey, death taxes and 10 wins. Tennessee was gonna get it, right? We watched that all come around. We've watched Alabama go up and down, then back up again, right? We've watched Georgia do the same thing, go up, then down, then back up, then down, then back up again, right? We've watched Kentucky rise from the ashes, man, and have a 10-win season a couple years, right? Hell, South Carolina. You forget they won 11 games 4 years in a row. Beat Clemson each year. Hell, they had a 5-game win streak against Clemson at one point in time. I actually got to go sit down there in one of them games and watch it, man. It was one of the funniest things ever. I'm like laughing the hell at Clemson fans. And I like Clemson, but I'm laughing at Clemson like a mother because I'm like, how y'all let South Carolina on y'all ass, man? Like, they've been killing y'all. Right? So the point I'm making is, you know, USC, same deal, right? Texas, same deal. Oklahoma, same deal, right? Tennessee fans have to understand. Like, think about it like this, and I was told this story in history, in our football history, which, by the way, it's crazy how even with all the losing we've done in the last 10, 15 years that we're still one of the top 10 winningest programs in college football. Ain't that crazy? But here's the deal. The person who everything in Tennessee is named after, right? Neyland, okay? You know why he was brought to Tennessee?
Why?
Because he could not beat Vanderbilt. Imagine that. Tennessee could not beat Vanderbilt. Imagine that. Wow. Imagine that, right? Now, for what we know as of right now, Vanderbilt has never been shit, won't ever be shit, right? You can win your 9 games. Derek Mason, you can talk all that shit all you want to. You're still Vanderbilt, bro. Like, don't get it twisted. You're still Vanderbilt. But think about that. Think about that. Now, I understand this was damn near 100 years ago, but I mean, understand, you know, ain't nobody got 100 years to sit around and wait. But here's the deal. Understand there's ebbs and flows to this thing, man. And right now, Tennessee's going through this shit, and it is what it is. Tennessee's going through this shit. We happy about it? No. Are there things that we're going to sit there and be like, man, that could be different? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you've been there, done that, there's a lot of questions you're going to have because you're going to be like, damn, how did we get to this point, right? Like, I don't understand how we got to this point considering where we were, but that is part of it, right? That's part of it. schools have ups and downs. Programs have ups and downs. They go through turmoil, man, just like families do. Hey, look, yeah, it was cool, man. Everybody thought that wife was cool. Yeah, man, I had to get rid of, right? Oh, hey, I thought that husband was cool. Yeah, I had to get rid of, right? It's all good. I got remarried. Now it's cool. Everything's cool. Oh, that didn't work. I had to get married again. Okay, plan, right? It is what it is. I mean, shit, people go through this shit, man.
You're right. That's true.
Life is the same. Right. Look, life in sports is the same shit. It's all the same shit. So we're going through that shit right now, man. We're Elizabeth Taylor, man. We don't marry like 5 motherfuckers in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? We're you know what I'm saying? We going through it, goddamn it. But here's the thing. We going through it. But I mean, I think we're headed in the right direction. And the one thing that gives me positive more so than it has in the past, because we've all seen, okay, that year was good. Now, if we could follow it up with this, we're there. Kind of like where we were with Butch that one year where, hey, they win 9 games. We're sitting there like, oh, shit, we might have, something to work with here. And then we fucking wet the bed completely the next year, right? But I don't think that's going to happen because I think we have a coach who's confident in himself and knows himself, knows who he is and knows what he's about, and he's not going to change or try to go with the flow or none of that like Butch would do, none of that bullshit. He going to do what Jeremy going to do what the hell Jeremy knows how to do. That staff is going to do what they know how to do, which is win, because everybody on that damn staff has been a winner every place they went to, right, as a player and as a coach. So it ain't like they forgot how to coach and forgot how to win all of a sudden, right? They know what to do. It's just a matter of the guys getting bought in, and the guys are buying in. So now, for me, I'm more positive about the situation because we actually have a staff in place, or at least I should say that. We've had staff guys in place, but we haven't had the head man in place to say, hey, man, we're staying the course now. We're not doing anything different. We're not going to, just because we got the hype train going and brick by brick and the bullshit trash can and all that dumb shit. Nah, man, we ain't going to do all that. We're going to stick to what the hell we do. We're going to go out there and play fucking football, man, and that's it. And I think, and with that being said, I think we're going to be good. Why you laughing, bro? Like, I'm just being for real, cuz. Like,
said a brick by brick in the trash.
Yeah, none of that bullshit, man. Like, keep that shit to yourself.
Oh, man, I still can't believe they brought in that trash can, man.
Like, whoever was behind that marketing shit, bro, they
was straight trash, man. That's what
bro, they need to fire that nigga, and whoever, and they need to. Future employers need to keep his name up on a bill on the wall. Like, do not ever hire this motherfucker.
Like,
right here.
All options.
And it like exhaust all options before we hire that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else.
Whoever was, and here's the thing. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when somebody who actually has some damn sense was sitting in there when they said, okay, hey, we're gonna run with that. I would have been like,
for the trash can. Come on, man. It could have. Hey, I'd have been happy if they'd have got a fucking damn syringe or something and said.
I would have loved to be in that meeting when he was like, man, we're gonna do the trash can thing. I would have been like, are you fucking serious? Y'all motherfuckers better not do that shit, man. If y'all do that shit, I'm walking off the sideline, man. Get the hell out of here, bro.
I'm going to tell you what I thought. I guarantee you what happened in this situation.
When I saw that shit, I was like, man, you got to be fucking kidding me, man. What is this?
See, you know what they did, man. I'm going to tell you, Gary, this is what I think happened
bro,
with that
everybody
situation.
ain't meant to have a turnover chain, man. You know
I'm going to tell you what I think happened. So, you know, back in the day when, everybody's like playing the dunk on your game. You know what I'm saying? With the imaginary rim.
I get it, bro.
I'm thinking they use a trash can and they gonna put the football in the trash can. But if anything, they should have got a fucking football with a basketball rim or something.
Man, look, I get it. I know what they were going for. I know what they were going for, bro. I know what they were. But that shit was whack.
Trash can out of all things, man. Wow, man.
That terrible.
Man. It's crazy, man.
I remember somebody said, I remember when Bush got fired, somebody said, now you can get your fucking trash can loaded up with bricks and get the fuck out of here.
Damn, dude. Oh, shit, man.
Take your board game with you.
Yeah, they did take his picture down.
Bro, they took that shit down so fast, dog. Like, I was like, man, that shit did not take long at all. They got
that motherfucker. It shouldn't have never been up there in the first place.
Well, I was about to say, like, how the hell? First of all, all the fucking people who have ever been in Tennessee's program, I don't give a fuck if he is the head coach. Here's the thing. You ain't Phil. You ain't Johnny Majors. You know what I'm saying? You're not even Bill Battle.
I mean, he up on the board.
You're not even Bill Battle. You're not even Bill Battle, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You fucking Bush Jones. How the hell is your face up on the Jumbotron? What the hell have you won? Nothing. You ain't won nothing.
Oh, man. Yeah, them bricks, man. He was heavy, man. Oh,
he killed me too because he tried to do everything to look like General Nealon too. He got the haircut. He wore the khakis.
You saw that?
He wore the shoe. Like, come on, bro. Like nobody was gonna notice. All of a sudden, you look a whole lot like Nealon, like General Nealon. You look like Robert Nealon. All of a sudden, motherfucker, you look like Joe the car salesman when we hired your ass. All of a sudden, 2 days later, as soon as you got the job, you find they gave you that first installment of that check. You went and got your ass to look like fucking General Nealon. What the fuck, nigga? You should have known. We should have known that was some fuck shit from the beginning. We should have known his ass was done from the beginning.
Oh, Lord. Quit, dog.
We should have known that shit from the jump. I should be like, man, this motherfucker here. Like, be yourself, fool.
Oh, man. Hey, man, I'm going to get out of here. Oh, in fact, before we get out of here, man, let everybody know what you're doing now, man, because you're doing some great things with these kids and everybody, man, and you're helping out a lot in the community, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. So right now, Beach University, I started Beach University about 5 years ago. And basically the message behind Beach University is I want to have more prepared student athletes, right? We want to have guys that are prepared, guys and girls that are prepared. So the day that they step on campus, they're not behind the eight ball because, as we know, having been in that situation, it's tough, right? On top of the fact that you're there, the pressure's on you because now you got to compete, you got to play well, you got to do the things that are necessary for people to want to keep you there because, hey, look, scholarship deal ain't ironclad now. I mean, things happen, right? Things happen. Life happens, right? All the things that go around trying to have a social life, trying to balance and time management, all these different things. I wanted to have more people be prepared for that situation. Big motivation for that was when I signed with Tennessee in 2002, we had the #1 recruiting class. We had all these different guys. We had 26 guys in our class. My senior year, when I left Tennessee after being there for 4 years, I want to say there was 8 or 9 of us left out of 26. Right, which that's crazy. Now, there's a lot of different reasons why, but one of those reasons why, the main reason is, no matter how you look at it, what subject it may touch, there are certain reasons why guys and girls just did not make it, right? They weren't able to stick around, and that's not because they weren't capable. It's just because they didn't have the proper training that they needed beforehand, because we all know, just like anything else in life, you can't expect the light just to come on when it's time to do it. You got to train for it. You got to prepare yourself. You got to do the things necessary to condition yourself for the discipline and all those sort of things to go out and do it. So Beach University was created for that reason. Been in existence now for about 5 years. We've been doing some great work in the community. We have a lot of kids that have gone on that have been in our program that have gone on to be successful, that are playing at the Division I level right now, Division II, Division III. We don't care about divisions. We got kids all over the place that are doing some positive things. The main thing is, man, use your God-given talent to forward yourself and to get a chance to get a head start on life. You know what I mean? And sports is a great way to do that. It's a great avenue. But at the same time, we want to be prepared. And when we do get there, we also want to win. We want to dominate. So, my thing is I just want to get my hands on as many young people as possible, pour into them, give them the tools, give them some of the things, some of the learning lessons that I've learned, both positive and negative, and try to help them so that they can steer themselves, they can steer themselves through that path, man, and and have as least negative haps as possible. We want them to enjoy that process, and the only way you enjoy that is when you're prepared. So that's what Beach University does. We're in the community here in Chattanooga, but we span out to Atlanta. We come up as far as Knoxville. We get around. We're anybody who wants us, we're around to help, and we have the expertise. We have the resume, we have the knowledge, we have all the stuff behind us to make sure that we give our clientele the best that they can possibly have.
That's what's up, man. Hey, it's my boy Gerald Riggs, guys. Hey, I hope you guys enjoy this video, man. I mean, you know, a lot of things coming, and Mr. Riggs will be on the show with us, you know, at least once a week now, spitting this knowledge. I wish we could have had him on a lot sooner, because these running backs probably would have heard him a lot sooner. So, and I'm thinking they're gonna probably go for 300 this week.
If you need, look, if you need to hear that from me on that level to get your ass going, bro, it's already over with. It's over with.
Hey, man. Hey, you know they're going for 300 this weekend. Watch.
Right. I'm about to say, yeah, as soon as I open my mouth and start talking shit like publicly like that, they gonna make me look bad. You know what I mean? It'll be just my luck. These niggas go out here run for like 400.
Oh man. Well, I hope it happens though.
No, hey, look, I want to be just like with the whole JG situation, man, and that
yes.
I want to be proven wrong.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I look, I've been in that situation, man. Like, I ain't trying to be beating up people and jumping on the negative bandwagon and do all that. But, hey, man, like, if you're going to be honest, just like when I played like shit, people told me, hey, man, you played like shit. Like, what was that? Well, yeah, man, okay, my bad. I'll get it together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll get it together.
Oh, well, shit, man. We're going to get out of here, man. Until next time, guys. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell on there for YouTube here. Let you know we're on live. And also, hey, comment down here. Ask us questions, man. You know, we will get back to you with any question you got. So until then, you know, we love y'all. Go Vols.
Go Vols, man. See y'all, man.